welcome back to another video for Your Soul Evolution. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to check the description box. I've created a free guided meditation MP3 that will help to raise your vibration. In today's video, I wanted to talk about anxiety. But before I go any further, I want to say something that I feel is most important above anything else that you're going to hear in this video. And that is never own an illness or disease or any kind of condition. Never own that. The more you label yourself with that and the more you identify with that as a part of who you are, the deeper you are reaffirming it over and over into your being. You are attaching it to you even more each time you say, I have anxiety, for example. You have to be mindful of anything that you say out loud, in your head, to someone else. You type it onto your Facebook, your Instagram, that says, I have blank. Or I am blank, because right there you are sealing your fate with whatever you are saying. So if you have been doing that, start right now detaching from whatever disease, illness, ailment, whatever it is. Start detaching yourself from it right now. No longer identify with it. Get out of groups that you have joined where you're surrounding yourself with other people that have this same label. Anything that is affirming that condition into your life, detach from it right now. I cannot tell you how important this is and what a big deal it really is, because we probably all know someone who found out that they have cancer or some kind of, terrible illness, and they immediately go and join groups, support groups, and they start wearing the shirts that say that they have this certain illness. They blast it all over social media. And though on the surface, it may look like that person is just trying to get support. Something tragic has happened and they're wanting to reach out to others, but they don't realize how by labeling their self with that, it's just reaffirming it. It's keeping it in their life. It's literally making that disease a home. It's making it a part of their life. It's making it a family member. It's very serious. So now that I have that out of the way, let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety is basically fear. It can also be anger, because a lot of people who have angry outbursts, if you break that down and get to the core of that, it is fear that is underneath that anger. Anxiety is simply being too much in the future and not enough being in the present moment. And I'm not trying to make anxiety sound simple or irrelevant or anything like that, because I have had anxiety in the past and I know how serious it can be. But what I'm trying to do is break it down to show you how it is in a simple description, so that it empowers you to know that you can overcome it, that it is something that when you get to the basics of it, it's just a tiny thing, and you are such a powerful, limitless being that you can get through this so easily. It is something that you can easily work through fairly quickly once you recognize what is causing it. When you are always projecting yourself into the future and you're rarely checking in over here in the present moment, That is what gives you that feeling, that anxious feeling. It's because your vibration is out of whack, it's out of balance, and it makes you feel unsteady. You have to have a balance. Stay present as much as you can. Yes, we want to venture into the future, sometimes to visualize the things that we want to happen. It's okay to go into the past sometimes if you're reliving happy memories of your childhood or your children and things like that, but you can't live there. You can't live in the past and you can't live in the future. All we have is the present moment. The future is your imagination. The past is memories. All we have is this present moment. And people who suffer from anxiety forget this a lot of times. They are just so worried about the future and fears that they have that they forget that all we have is the present moment. You cannot create from the past or the future. You can only create your reality from this present moment. When you're constantly worried about the future and what's going to happen or things that could happen, you are just projecting fear out into the universe, and you are going to bring that to you. Remember that everything that happens in your life is a direct result of the vibration that you're putting out. And when you're constantly worried and fearful, you are putting all that worry and fear into your vibration, and you're just a magnet. You're just a sitting duck there, that all of that is going to come right back to you. When you surrender to the now, the present moment, life will work with you and not against you. People with anxiety have excessive thoughts, and they usually are constantly imagining scenarios. The thing is, you cannot respond or react to an imaginary scenario. You can only respond or react to situations that are actually real. There's nothing that you can do about an imaginary situation. There's no action that you can take when something is not real. When it's real, you have an option to make a choice, to get your game plan together as to what you need to do to go forward with the situation. But when it's not real, it's completely and totally pointless. There's nothing you can do about it. And the thing that we have to remember is that your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is being imagined. So when you are actually getting yourself worked up, getting your heart pumping, getting those heart palpitations going over something that's completely and totally imaginary, your brain thinks it's real. So you're actually putting all that stress on your body over something that's not real. And you can really hurt yourself long term. When your body is constantly in a state of fear, you are really doing a lot of damage to your body, more than you realize, and it's all for nothing. You have to become aware that you are producing all of this fear yourself. And once you have an awareness of that, if you continue to do it, then you're making a choice. It then becomes a choice, and you are consciously choosing to do this to yourself. You're not a victim of anxiety at that point. You're no longer a victim. You're choosing anxiety and fear. You are creating your own suffering needlessly. The next thing that you need to do is ask yourself, how did I create this and why? Ho'oponopono. How did I create this anxiety for myself? Why did I start labeling myself as someone with anxiety? How did I create this and why? Most likely, this will lead you back to a situation where you quit trusting the flow of life. Something has triggered you where you no longer feel safe trusting the natural flow in which your life is going. Maybe something unexpected happened. it caught you off guard. And from that moment on, you didn't feel stable or steady, and you lost trust. And ultimately, you created the condition of anxiety for yourself. Maybe it was several situations that happened throughout your life that ultimately led you here. But here you are, and it's time to grab the bull by the horns and start taking control back of your life. You need to come to terms with why you created this. Be honest with yourself, open and honest. And that way, once you figure out how you created it and why you created it, you can release it and move forward. And you don't have to suffer needlessly with anxiety anymore. And you can begin to trust the flow of your life again. The last thing I would like for you to consider is your diet. As I said earlier in the video, I have suffered from anxiety in the past, and I noticed that once I cut out sugar and carbs over a year ago now, that it made a tremendous difference. I didn't always believe that nutrition played such an important role in our life, unfortunately, but now I know this, and I know that sugar and carbs, which turn to sugar in your body, are basically poison. So you are putting poison into your body, and it messes with the neurons in your brain. You're basically knowingly putting toxins into your body and into your brain, and then wondering why there is a malfunction there. Sugar swells your brain, so you can't expect it to work the way that it should. So I would ask all of you to consider eliminating the sugar and carbs as well if you are someone recovering from anxiety, panic attacks, fear, worry, all of those things. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short, and I'm going to make a part 2 where I'm going to give you a step-by-step what to do when anxiety strikes. So look for that, and until then, I will see you on that next video.